You're watching Moms Matter on Focus TV Network. I'm your host, Shirin Yadigar from LA Mom Magazine, and we are talking to Alex Munchak of Education Delivered to find out the secret of why does our child need a tutor and how do we find the right one? Welcome to the show, Alex.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's my pleasure. So I love what you're doing with your Education Delivered on how you are this beautiful, young, stylish tutoring company that you have.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And I think having a young, beautiful face when a child wants to be tutored is actually really nice rather than an older, more mundane way of teaching. Mm-hmm. It gets them enthusiastic about learning, which is fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But my main question for you is, okay, so I have 4 children and I wouldn't know where to start. I mean, okay, so how would I know if my child even needs a tutor?
Right. I think the biggest thing and the most important thing for me is that your child feels confident. So if you're noticing at home that they're losing confidence, they're not wanting to do their homework, they're not wanting to study for the next test, maybe they're not being as active in class, raising their hand, that would be the time where I'd say maybe we need some sort of support at home. Because when they are feeling confident, then they do want to study for the test. They do want to make that good grade. They want to ask questions. So I think from there, having a conversation with their teacher is super important. I mean, they're with your child 8 hours a day, so they'll know better than anybody. And just asking, where is the disconnect taking place in class? What do you think about this? This is what I'm seeing at home. And I think your classroom teacher can be a really great resource to, kind of validate how you're feeling. Like, does my child actually need a tutor?
Yeah, okay.
So I think that's really important.
Okay, so check in with the teacher. And then let's say the teacher says, well, you know what? It would be great if your child could get a little bit of extra help. Mm-hmm. Well, then what's the next step? I mean, there are so many great tutoring companies in Los Angeles. How would you even go about finding the right tutor?
Right. I think finding a tutor, there's different websites, you can Google online. The number one thing, what I normally do is I meet with a lot of the schools, with the directors or the principals, and a lot of tutors will do this. So normally if you ask the teacher, you ask the principal of your school, they'll have people that they can refer, that they know, that they've had experience with, that they feel comfortable with. I think from there, having a really open dialogue with the tutor, saying, you know what, I really need someone to kind of reinforce these skills, reteach, rather than just be a homework helper. A lot of times students will become dependent on the tutor because they just say, oh, I'm going to leave this off until, for 2 more days because then the tutor's coming and they can do it with me.
And that's like a huge disaster because that ruins all the work ethic you've built.
Exactly. So I think really building that independence piece while still having someone to help support is really important. So just saying, we really want someone to reteach these skills rather than just doing work with them.
Right.
So that's what I would say. The other thing, though, that's really important is having an open dialogue with the classroom teacher, if the classroom teacher is open to it. So, for example, with the families that I work with, I talk to all the teachers. So sometimes we talk every single day. Sometimes it's just once a week, just so that I can really understand what's happening in the classroom. And normally it's via email, so it's really easy. They can send me a quick email and say, hey, they're really having a really hard time multiplying fractions. Can you go over this today? And then that way I can kind of plan my lessons around that.
Right.
So I think having an open dialogue with the classroom teacher is super important and can be very beneficial for the lesson.
Amazing. I thought that was so helpful. Thank you so much, Alex.
No problem.
We're excited to talk to you next time about getting further and deeper into learning styles and your child and finding out what kind of a learner your child is. So excited to have you back on the show next time.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're watching Moms Matter with Shirin Yadigar right here on Focus TV Network. And we spoke with Alex Munchak, and she revealed secrets on how to find the right tutor and how to know when your child really does need a tutor. And that was right here on Focus TV Network.